Hello, and thank you for visiting Graphene Business Law. If you're new to this channel, feel free to click on the red subscribe button down below and give this video a thumbs up. Here at Graphene, we regularly post content that is most relevant to entrepreneurs and small business owners. And of course, we're able to service across Ontario, being a virtual law firm. My name is Pam Matani, and I'm the founder and principal lawyer here at Graphene. Today's topic is one that is super important when doing business, especially if your business pertains to anything proprietary, any special sauce, any IP, anything of that sort, and that is the infamous NDA, or non-disclosure agreement. We hear about NDAs in Hollywood, we hear about NDAs in the magazines, so-and-so breached this NDA and it cost them millions of dollars. And they're so almost glamorized that you might be thinking, my simple business or my small business doesn't need an NDA. Well, first off, that's a misconception because your business is never simple regardless of how small. It always means something to you. It means something to your customers. And it's very likely that you're putting a lot of hard work into your business. So you should want to protect it no matter the size or how early on you think you are. There's always something to protect. Now, with the NDAs, there's the legal aspect of why NDAs are good, and there's the common sense or everyday aspect of why you might need an NDA. First of all, NDA stands for non-disclosure agreement. And there's multiple kinds of NDAs. There's NDAs that protect you as the disclosing party, as the party that's sharing information with someone else. There's NDAs that, believe it or not, protect the party receiving your information. So if you're sharing some special sauce, you had better make sure, or better, the best way to make sure, consult lawyers. Make sure that you are not, without even knowing it, protecting another party accessing your information, and that you're actually protecting yourself. Now, there's also mutual NDAs, and these can be valuable in a variety of contexts. When it comes to the common sense aspect of why we want an NDA, if you've made it this far in life, far enough to click on YouTube and search for NDAs and be able to process information of a legal kind shared on YouTube, then you've lived long enough to know that people lie and people cheat and people steal and people manipulate and people do all sorts of dishonest and deceitful things. What would be different with your business? The second you start your business is not the second that the world will start being honest and working all above board, okay? So all those bad things going on that we see in personal circumstances sometimes, they exist in business as well. There are people out there that don't want the best for you and your business. There are people out there that are looking to take no matter who or what it's from, and you and your business might just be the next, rock in their path, but you're still gonna get kicked if it's by a bad person. So why not take measures to make sure you're as protected as you can be? It's common sense to want to be protected by a non-disclosure agreement. And if you're on the fence about it, you should wonder what you're on the fence about. If you're on the fence about it because it's this big scary word, and if you're not sure if it'll even apply to you, chances are not only it will apply, but that you'll really benefit from it. If you're on the fence because of financial reasons, I can almost assure you that the money spent on an NDA will be well worth it in case things go south and you are spending tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, even millions, depending on how proprietary your special sauce is in your business, okay? So I think the saying is an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of the cure, and the same thing goes with NDAs and with legal work. Some dollars of preventative work and careful work are worth a lot more, or will be, they'll come due as a lot more in terms of the legal cure. So pursue and seek legal professionals that can help you with an NDA. And of course, here at Graphene Business Law, we're very well versed with non-disclosure agreements. Now, We mentioned what NDA means. We mentioned who it can protect in terms of parties involved, and we covered, the common sense reasons, if you will, for being protected by an NDA. However, the question remains, what specific settings might an NDA be best for? Well, one setting that it could be really important in is anytime you're dealing with intellectual property that you have. IP comes in the form of trademarks and patents and copyrights, and it can even come in forms outside of that if there's some, trade secrets, if there's some special sauce secrets, whether your special sauce, you have a salon and it's a kind of scissor you've invented, a hair cutting mechanism or hair cutting strategy. If you're selling a physical good, the best tasting chocolate bar, what makes it the best tasting, what ingredients, what's that secret you're putting into this. If you have fashion designs, if your small business is a tech business, what are you protecting there? There's always something that's making your business tick in and day out. What is that special sauce? And anytime it comes up, you should put an NDA on it. Another circumstance is when you're sharing information with employees. And this one is a bit of a funny one because we think of employees as insiders. Well, chances are not every employee you've hired has your best interests at heart, and not every employee even knows that they could be hurting you by sharing something secret that they've learned in your workplace. Not every employee knows that, right? It's not, to somebody it might be as benign as sharing something really exciting they learned from their boss that day, and little do they know that this thing that they've learned from their boss is literally the thing that makes your business tick, and that if somebody found out about it, your business might not tick as well anymore, okay? So when sharing confidential information with employees, I can't think of a circumstance why not to put an NDA in place, or why not to put an NDA even the second they walk through that door and you sign them as an employee. Another scenario is with investors, okay? Investors or potential partners, when they're looking at your finances, they're also going to be asking, again, what makes your business tick? Put an NDA on that, because somebody could go through the process of reviewing all these documents of yours, all this special sauce of yours, and never even sign with you. And in their head, they're thinking, well, nothing was signed. I don't owe, Joe Smith anything. Well, how innocent is that on their end, and how harmful can it be for you? Put an NDA on it. Another scenario, and I've got it written down here, is when you are receiving services as pertains sensitive information. Now, what does this mean? What services could you be receiving if you're the one providing a service, if you're in the business of service? Well, if you have a small business, chances are there's going to be some computers going on in that business, in that physical space, or even if you work from home, you're likely watching this on some computer that might need servicing from time to time, IT services, tech services, whatever the case may be. Protect all of this, protect these professionals having access to your books, having access to your confidential information, having access to your documents and your paperwork. Protect all of this through the form of NDAs. Another scenario is when you're talking to somebody that might be buying your business, right? So we mentioned investors. Those aren't people that are buying your business outright. We mentioned partners. Those are certainly not people buying your business outright, but there's also people that are interested in buying your business. Well, you might still have very strong reason to want to protect your special sauce, even if someone else has purchased the business outright from you, including the rights to that special sauce. So put an NDA on that as well, okay? Again, for me as a lawyer, the question with NDAs is not why to have one, it's why would you not want one? Always, you should want to put an NDA on it, and not just that, but a well-drafted NDA that protects your interests first and foremost. We can go the mutual route if we need to, but make sure that in there the focus is protecting you and your special sauce as a business and a business owner, okay? So I hope that's helpful as to NDAs. People are, depending what, school of thought you're into, not everybody wakes up in the morning wishing and praying for the success of your business. Some people wake up for the contrary reason, and sometimes you just get unlucky by dealing with the wrong people, even if they're not evil people. Given this mix of outsiders and insiders, like we mentioned with your employees, you should always seek to put an NDA on it. You'll sleep better at night, and you'll surely save a whole lot of money if things go wrong down the road and you have something to point to that says, shouldn't have done that. Thank you for watching.